Welcome to the Fort St. John Association for Community Living Shining Brighter podcast. We're putting a spotlight on success stories and solutions to the problems of exclusion and apathy in the world of people living with developmental disabilities and complex needs. My name is Jared, and I'm one of your hosts today, and we have our co-host Kelly with us, who will introduce himself in a moment, and another wonderful guest who's been longing and waiting to come on the podcast. But just for reference, my work with the association is as the stewardship manager, and my role is to help tell the stories of the individuals we support and the staff who are the foundation of our work. And as well, I get to invite our community to join us as supporters and contributors to our work so that our mission is stronger than ever. And co-host Kelly, what's up?
Not much.
How you doing?
Good.
Tell us about yourself briefly. Or if you want to go long form, you could do that too.
My name's Kelly. I am a part of the association. I was on the board for the association. I am no longer
What?
on said board.
They let you off? This is breaking news.
I was just going to say that.
I gave my resignation this week,
Okay.
so I'm stepping down.
All right. On to other things.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, that's... how long did you serve on the board?
too long.
How many years?
Too long.
You know, I know. And I've sat on boards too, and at a point, sometimes you're just like, I need a break. Like I think people don't recognize, and we had that conversation with Shannon a while back about the board and the responsibility they carry, and it's always behind the scenes. It doesn't often get the recognition and the acknowledgement, but you're the governing body, the board, that's making the decisions that really influence what's happening with the nonprofit, and for you, the role that you've had in being a voice for individuals and contributing, that has a weight to it. So fair enough. And I'll just say on behalf of the board and staff, thank you. Thank you for that time that you've put in there. We don't want to assume that or take that for granted. No. And right on. Do you have any thoughts about what you want to do with the time now that you have reclaimed?
Honestly, just focus on finishing school at the moment.
Yep.
Trying to get it done and over with.
Almost done with this term, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then one more to go.
Man, it's just so close.
Yes.
Yeah.
So close I can taste it.
I think when you're done, we're going to have to do just like maybe a dedicated episode to your experience, navigating, going back to school and completing it, and also I think, and this is just to get you thinking, but I think there could be good value in what you could share as inspiration and encouragement for others who maybe feel like, there's no way I could go back, or what's the point, or is this doable? And you have a testimony that, yes, it can be done. So anyways, great to have you again, Kelly. And joining us today is Jilly-Ann. Jilly-Ann,
hello.
Great to have you with us. I know we had talked about having you come on for a little while, and then it hadn't worked out, and then we took a break because we had a lot going on in the organization, and particularly with planning our big fundraiser of the Vine, which was a fantastic success. If you didn't get involved by volunteering or coming out to Of the Vine, you missed out. It was a lot of fun. But good to have you on.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Jilly-Ann, as we always like to do, tell us a little bit about yourself. How long have you been in Fort St. John? What's your connection to the association? What's your favorite Christmas song? We were talking about that. We're in this now a podcast with Christmas theme. Anyways, all those loaded questions.
Well, my name's Jilly-Ann, and I moved here about 3 years ago, just a little over 3 years ago from down south.
My condolences.
Since I've moved here 3 years ago, I applied at the association as one of the first places that I applied to. When I was still down south, I had a friend that was working in a similar kind of job, and I was interested in it there, but I was moving, so I looked when I got here to see if there was anything that was like that, and there was, and I applied, and I've worked here ever since then.
So you hadn't had really that direct experience before, but it just caught your interest.
Yeah. I've always been interested in helping people. Specifically, I was a nanny for a number of years and working with children and helping them, and volunteering at their schools and working with dogs in a dog rescue down south. So helping animals, helping children, and so now I'm helping adults.
That's amazing. So this compassion and care is just a part of who you are.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Where do you think that came from?
Probably from my childhood. I feel like I was the one that was always looking after everybody. I have a younger brother, so I was always looking after. That was kind of my role. Yep.
And what have you thought of Fort St. John so far, despite Kelly's prod?
It's a big difference, for sure. Although there is many things that I like about Fort St. John that I didn't quite like about Kelowna. No, it's true. The traffic here is way better.
That's our favorite one, isn't it? Yes.
It's the traffic. The commute is way easier and not as long. The people here are very friendly. Not to say the people in Kelowna aren't friendly.
Once again, she lies.
They are. You come here, people smile, they open doors for you. It's not as fast-paced.
Right.
So there's a lot of things. Kelowna is a beautiful city, but yeah.
Did you grow up in Kelowna?
I did. I was born and raised there.
Okay. Yeah. So it's a big move, not just, geographically, but then away from family and friends probably.
Yep. Yeah. My whole family's in Kelowna.
Yeah. Do you get down often to visit? Or?
Fun fact that not many people know but has come out recently is that I don't care to travel too much.
Okay.
So I try to go at least once a year.
Yeah. But not this time of year.
No. I usually go in the summer and take advantage of the warmer months and the good weather.
Yeah. So, it should seem fairly obvious with our Christmas theme in here, but we're recording this podcast in the first week of November, and as it is right now currently snowing and treacherous outside, and as Kelly was saying, no more Speedster Kelly down Main Street.
No.
It's a little bit too dangerous. So, Kelly, you were saying when the snow comes, that's kind of it as far as going for your walks, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you tried? And it just you spin out and get stuck?
The wheelchair just gets stuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't make winter tires for these.
No, right. We've talked about like souping up your chair, sports car style, but we haven't really talked about like off-road 4x4 snow condition style.
Right.
We got to look into that too.
Right.
If you had it, like, would you do it? Would you be up for? Because you'd have to put on a good toque.
Yeah.
Depending on how fast you're going, maybe some snowboard goggles.
Yeah.
So that's another challenge for you, right? That's what does that look like when come wintertime and you want to get out and about?
Basically having to wait for someone to give you a ride.
Yeah.
So.
And not always so easy to come by.
Exactly.
Yeah. Jilly-Ann, what's been your take on the association, working for?
I love it.
The organization,
I started in our CC program, which is community inclusion. And that's basically just getting people out and involved in the community and the things that are going on, and a lot of group programming, doing fun things. And that's where I started when I first came, and I loved it. It was a lot of fun getting out. And it actually helped a lot in learning my way around town.
Oh, yeah.
Because I always had to say, where are we going? How do we get there? And I didn't know, so.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. We have somebody from Community Connections coming on the podcast pretty soon here. But tell us a little bit more about that program and what it offers and what kind of supports that it provides connected to an organization, and why is that get you around town then?
Well, with the program that I was working in, it's basically our job to source out things in the community that are happening and see how the people that we support can get involved in it. So if there's things going on at the cultural center or Centennial Park or things like that, we try to arrange groups and get them out there and involved. If there isn't anything going on, then you're coming up with your own activities and finding things to do. So, and you try to do them out in the community so that they're out and about and getting new relationships with people and familiar faces and natural supports.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's quite a happening program from what I've seen. Every day there's multiple things going on and people have to kind of sign up well in advance and
there's a lot of fun programs.
Yeah. But you're not there anymore.
No.
Where are you now?
I'm doing HomeShare.
You're doing HomeShare.
Yeah.
And I knew that, of course.
Yes.
But I'm really excited because that's a program we haven't really talked about on the podcast too much yet. And what do you do for HomeShare, and what is HomeShare?
Well, I am the HomeShare Coordinator. So about, in April I started doing HomeShare, and I didn't know much about it. So I got to learn everything about it, which was really exciting. And my job is to basically recruit HomeShare providers and work with them to figure out what they can offer, what they have, and what their home and lifestyle is like, and see if there's people in our program that we're supporting that could benefit from that and match their needs to the person that wants to be a HomeShare provider.
So by benefit, it's that the individuals would actually go and live in these homes.
Yes.
Hey? Yeah. That's pretty neat. And I'm sure, that's a very personal responsibility and program, right? Because you're...
and it's 24/7 for the caregivers.
Yeah.
It is.
There's no break for them.
And you have experience, Kelly, because as you've shared, you've lived in HomeShare context situations before. Tell us more about that.
Well, I had a few different HomeShares. The first one was kind of crazy because the guy that did my first HomeShare was bipolar. So he kind of went off the deep end one day and was like, he said, "I'm going to see my psychiatrist. I'll be back." A couple hours goes by and I'm like, okay, where the heck is this dude? Like, I'm all alone. I'm getting hungry and I've already eaten my lunch. So I phone him, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm on my way to the psych ward." And I'm like, excuse me? He's like, "Yeah, I'm on my way to the psych ward in Dawson." And I'm like, that would have been nice to know. Because, now they got to scramble and find someone to replace him. Luckily, there was a lady living across the street. Her name was Hilda, and she had to be one of the best HomeShares I had.
Was she planning to be a HomeShare provider?
No, no.
Or it was like, hey, could I come live at your house now?
It was like, it was kind of a spur of the moment thing. Like, we kind of need somebody in there, like, right now.
Yeah.
So.
That's a crazy story.
Yeah. And then her and I got along great. And then after she left, I lived with this East Indian couple. And my care kind of went downhill from there. they weren't very good at the job. They weren't respectful of me at all. They were constantly accusing me of lying and stuff. And it's like, really? Like, we shouldn't be butting heads like this.
Yeah.
But you guys are causing this. Like, and then after that, I had Brennan, which was also my final home share. And that one was like one of the best ones. Yeah, he was great.
Yeah.
And then I wound up having Lauren move in to 116.
Yeah.
And then I moved to DJs.
You've moved around a few times in your, what are we, about 10, 11 years with the organization?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so you've seen that critical importance, the benefit, but also the challenge that can be there. What would you say makes a good home share?
Somebody that you can get along with, somebody who actually, listens to the individual that they're taking care of. Somebody who respects the fact that this is not just their home, but it's also your home as well.
It's almost like a blend of, like, you want to get along in a friend and a family type of relationship, but there's also a professional element, because, like you said, they've kind of well, and maybe Jilly-Ann, you can give us more info. It's almost like they're a staff person because of the attention and responsibility that they have to take in. This is a supported individual. This arrangement has been made through the association. There's probably a contract, an agreement, and so there is a level of responsibility, but it's different. Whereas the support staff we have, they come, they have a shift, then they leave and go home. Home share, you're on
24/7
all the time. Yeah.
And I think it's interesting how you have various history. Like, it's different with each home share provider. One you're like, it wasn't so great, and the next one it was the best one ever.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where my job comes in, is to mitigate those things and make sure that things are going smoothly and people are getting along and standards are met. And that's really where we come in to help. We're here to support you, and we're here to support the home share providers as well.
Yeah.
And when you become a home share provider with the association, you're actually considered an independent contractor.
Okay. Yeah.
So you are kind of, it is like a support 24/7, but you're not an employee.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're contracted by us to provide those services, and there are standards that need to be upheld. And as the coordinator, that's our position, to make sure that both sides of the field are being met on. So
a question I have with that then, so there's certain standards that are unquestionable, unchangeable. They're probably determined by the province, as well as just standard human rights practices. But then within the kind of the parameters of that, those are sort of your guardrails. Can each home provider bring their own flavor to it?
Yeah, they're able to implement the standards in a way that they see fit. If the person that they're supporting has any concerns or needs that aren't being met, we just talk about them and address them and see how we can make sure that those needs are being met. So it's, I always feel like if you're a good person, you don't have anything to worry about. You just have to be a good person.
Just check that box.
Right? There is standards and there's things that have to be followed, but just being a good person is one of the main things, I think.
But tell us about a little bit about it, because I think this could be a good episode, hopefully, to get out to introduce to people who maybe have never heard about it or might be thinking, would this be something I'd want to do? if somebody heard about HomeShare, was introduced to it, what would be kind of step 1, 2, 3 to go from introductory to actually having somebody in their home?
Yeah, so first step would be to contact us at the office. We have an interest questionnaire that has a few questions asking you about your reasoning for wanting to become a HomeShare provider, any questions that you have, anything that we can answer for you, a bit of information of how the program works, what to expect. And then if it seems like it might be a good fit, because sometimes you hear about it and you learn about it and you're like, maybe that's not a good fit for my family. And that's okay. That's what they call it pre-screening is. And if we decide that it would possibly be a good fit, then they can actually fill out an application and go through the process. And once we do the application, they would start doing the steps to become a HomeShare provider. And there's some pretty standard things, like having a criminal record check for working with vulnerable adults, first aid, things of that nature. And then we do a home study.
Okay, I was going to ask, because then, do you have to do some evaluation on the home itself?
Yes.
Yeah. And what would be some of the things you're kind of looking for there?
There's a variety of things that we're looking for when determining if you're going to be a good HomeShare provider. And it's being a good person, mostly, and understanding what inclusion means and the type of support that's needed. And it's not about parenting the person you're supporting. It's more of like a roommate situation, because we are working with people who are adults that have their rights and responsibilities, and we need to be able to respect that. So it's just ensuring that their values align with our values.
And I think, Kelly, you've kind of talked about that being a key factor in the ones that have done well, where they've treated you as, hey, you're a grown man.
Yeah.
You're going to make your own decisions.
Yeah. Like I mentioned with Hilda, for instance, I used to always kind of feel bad for staying out late or, being too late coming back. And she goes, I don't care as long as you're having a good time, you're an adult, I'm not,
Not your babysitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the support that's provided by HomeShare providers really varies. Some people need a lot of support, and some people don't need very much support. There's some people who just need help managing their schedules and getting around town and grocery shopping, some basic needs, and there's some people who need more support. So it really varies based on who you're matched with, and that's a part of the home study, is to determine what you can provide.
Yeah.
And what you're comfortable with.
And I'm going to pick on you a little bit, Kelly. We've talked about sometimes that staff should have to spend time with you, and then really you'll test them out and see if they're cut out for it.
Yeah.
It could be a similar way with a HomeShare provider, but someone might listen to this podcast and be like, if I have to host someone like Kelly, I don't know if I'm... Someone else might be like, sweet, sign me up. That sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
And I think that's an important thing in even, and we'll come to it in maybe a little bit about what the need is. But probably for a lot of people to think about it, there is an intimidation factor. I don't know if I can handle that responsibility. And what you do is to figure out with them, well, what is your capability? What's your family dynamic? What's your experience providing good care and human care? And we want to make it comfortable, right?
Exactly. You have to be ready, willing, and able. So if you say, I could never support somebody that is nonverbal because I don't know sign language. Well, are you willing to learn sign language? It doesn't make it so that you can't be a HomeShare provider. That you just might not be matched with somebody who communicates with sign language if you're not willing to learn sign language.
Yeah, that's a really good example. Yeah. What is, how many do we have right now?
Right now we have 11 HomeShare providers, and we have 12 individuals that are being supported.
Yeah. So we have one home that has 2.
We do,
yeah,
yes.
Nice. That's really cool. Yeah. good job, Fort St. John. I mean, we're not a big city,
Nope.
But that's 12 people, 11 homes with 12 people that have dignified home experience. Do we have a wait list?
It's based on who for new HomeShare providers.
Yeah,
or for
like people that are kind of would like to get into a HomeShare.
I think it's when we know that we have somebody available to provide home sharing services, then our director of services or my community manager will inform CLBC that there is a home and this is what they have to offer, and try to match them with people who are waiting. Right.
Because, people who'd be waiting, what is usually their current home situation? Are they still like at home with parents, or would these be folks that would be in one of our homes? Like Kelly right now is in one of the homes that we own and are, is operated by our staff. Where are they kind of coming from?
From both situations.
Yeah.
So some are still living at home waiting to move out and grow their independence. Sometimes we have people living in group homes that are more suitable to living independently in a family situation. Both ways.
Yeah. Kelly, if you had the opportunity to connect with people that would be interested in being a HomeShare provider, what would be some of the things that you would either tell them or ask them as they think about it?
One thing I would tell them is don't be intimidated by it. It's not as scary as one might think. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you hear, Jilly-Ann, from HomeShare providers? What do they tell you about the experience that they're having?
I think mostly it's just a rewarding experience that they get to help somebody live as independent as possible in their home and invite them into their family. And they really do become a part of their family. But they also know that they're an adult and they're living independently. And I think they like giving that support to someone.
Yeah. And are some of these, have they had the same folks in their home for a long time?
Yes, we do have one individual who's been supported by the same HomeShare provider for 23 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's family right there.
It is, yeah.
That's pretty amazing. And what do you feel are kind of some of the challenges or barriers that are preventing more people from coming and signing on to be HomeShare providers?
Probably burnout. Because I know.
Possible, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't been in the role for very long to really accurately assess the reasoning. A lot of the times I hear that people think that they need to have a fully accessible house.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's not the case, although that is a bonus for people who do need a fully accessible house. But not everybody we support is required. Not everybody we support requires that.
Right.
So it's kind of a myth that if you're supporting somebody with a disability, that your house is going to have to be accessible. There might be a few modifications that you might need to make for certain individuals, but not everybody needs it. So it just depends on who you're matched with.
Yeah.
And, if you have a house that has a lot of stairs and no wheelchair access, obviously you're not going to be matched with somebody who needs something like that.
Wouldn't have quite worked out for you, hey, Kelly?
No. But it is a bonus if you do have those things,
right,
because then you could be matched with someone like Kelly.
Yeah.
And no, I had a question and I forgot it. It'll come back to me. What are some of the greatest joys that you are experiencing in getting to do the work that you're doing?
In HomeShare, I think it's just ensuring people are happy in their lives and that they're living fulfilling and meaningful lives, and they get their independence and they get their individuality, and just seeing them thriving and being a part of a family. Because when you become a HomeShare provider, yes, you're a contractor, but it is a lifestyle. Like it changes your life. So
And your role, like you've talked about, connecting with the HomeShare providers themselves to see how things are going.
Mm-hmm.
But I assume you also have a good relationship with the people that are living there.
Oh, yeah.
To connect with them and see how's it going for them. Is there, other things that we can do to enhance your experience?
Absolutely. Yeah. We check in with both the HomeShare provider and the person that they're supporting regularly. And at any time, if there's any questions or concerns, they can always contact me to mitigate those or see if there's any feedback, or just if I could be the person to offer a suggestion to make things easier because it's worked in another house. And it could be really simple little things. It's not always crazy dramatic things. It's just...
Yeah, and I think that's so important. And from what I've seen, you're doing a fantastic job with what you're doing. And I think that having a person like you in a dedicated role like that should be something that attracts people to want to do this. Because it can seem like, wow, I'm jumping into the deep end of a brand new experience here, but you're not doing it alone. You've got someone like Jilly-Ann who's dedicated to that, and of course, who do you report to?
I report to the community service manager, Evelyn.
Yeah. So you have support, and of course you're part of our bigger organization. And so when somebody is thinking about this, it's not like you're jumping into this and you're going to have to figure this out all by yourself. You're going to get resources. You've got staff connections. You're going to be lifted up to try and make this as successful of an experience as possible. Now, that said, I remember what the question was that I was thinking about, and Kelly, you alluded to it. You talked about burnout, which I'm sure has been the experience of some of the people who've done HomeShare, and we talked about like year on. What do we do to try and prevent that, Jilly-Ann? What are things, how do people get a break, which everybody does need that in jobs and parenting and HomeShare. What does that look like to get a break or to try and provide some of the things to hopefully prevent burnout?
Well, every situation is different. All HomeShare providers receive a certain amount of money per month to help with respite, and they would be required to find people who meet the needs of the person that they're supporting, and they can hire them to provide those services for them. But like I said, every situation is different, and the respite process, it has been difficult for people for many of years, but it is a work in progress. It's definitely on the minds of people at CLBC and things of that nature to make it better. But for right now, the HomeShare provider would be finding people who are suitable to provide the support in their absence.
Okay. Yeah. Which I could imagine that might be a helpful thing if you're finding people who are kind of interested or willing to support in that way, but they're not ready to fully commit.
Yep.
Gives them that opportunity to build a bit of a relationship, get to know the individual, and then to see, is this something that I would maybe consider doing on a full-time basis?
Yeah.
Or do they see their role as getting to be that assistant and provide that respite? Is that somebody, would the respite provider be going into the HomeShare provider's home and spending that time there while the HomeShare provider is away, or would the individual be going to the respite person's home?
Either or.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Each situation is different, so it's whatever is most suitable to the person and their needs. It really varies. Yeah. And I know finding respite can be very challenging or kind of overwhelming for somebody who's never done it before. So again, that would be my role, is to walk them through the steps of how to find a respite provider, what they're looking for, questions that they need to ask, things that they need to make sure of, and walk them through the process.
Yeah. But we don't ourselves keep a list of people who'd be available. It's the ownership is on the provider to make that connection. Yeah. And you talked about that there's been some barriers or challenges there with CLBC. What does that look like? Can you speak to that?
Well, sometimes it's just difficult for people to reach out to people and find people. We don't have, I know down south when you're looking at community boards and online, there's always people posting saying, I'm providing respite service, or I'm looking for respite service. And you don't really see that too often here.
Okay.
So it's not readily available. And it's kind of hard if you don't know somebody who knows somebody that knows somebody that does respite. It can be hard to connect with those people. So,
yeah. Do you have any ideas or solutions on that?
I mean, there's a few that we've been talking about, just trying to figure out the fundamentals of it and seeing if it's something that could work. But for right now, it's just there's a respite toolkit that HomeShare providers can utilize that walk them through the whole process, and just trying to help them do it themselves for right now.
That toolkit, where is that, a CLBC resource?
It's something that we're creating in the HomeShare program.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah. And I love that. Again, it comes back to that we as an organization want to support and think creatively, and what are the resources and supports that we can provide. Kelly, would you ever go back to a HomeShare, or was it like, how did it come about that you shifted from HomeShare to being in one of our organization's homes?
Well, it was an organization's home that I was in HomeShare.
Oh, okay.
Actually, the house that I was in before I moved to DJ's, when I originally moved in there, it was a HomeShare.
Oh, okay.
And then I stayed there until after Lauren moved in.
Mm-hmm.
So I was there for quite a while.
Yeah.
For like 10 years. And then if I had the option to go back to HomeShare, there are certain things I do like about HomeShare compared to, the current situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for instance, for instance, if my mom wanted to stay over on like Christmas Eve or whatever and be there for like Christmas morning, she could,
Yeah.
or, things like that.
Yeah.
Which was nice.
So it might be something to look at again down the road, or if the right fit comes up, or right on. Jilly-Ann, as you think, I mean, again, you said you started in April, right? So, haven't been there too long, but in the time you've been there, can you think of any kind of bright stories? Of course, you don't have to share names or whatever, but, that has stood out to you as kind of a success story in the work that you get to be a part of?
I can think of one person that we support who was living at home and early 20s, and really eager to move out and, start living their life and being independent. And just this summer, we were able to match them with a suitable HomeShare provider, and they were able to move out, and now they're getting to live independently. And so that's been really exciting, and they're loving the process of it.
And I think I might know who that person is. And that person might be who's coming on the podcast next. So it'll be fun to see if we get that first person story.
Yeah. Oh, I think might not be that person.
No? Okay.
No, because I think I know who's coming next.
People are like, come on, you guys.
Yeah.
We always got to be conscious, people's privacy, confidentiality, unless they've, given the permission to share and so on. So hopefully people can appreciate that and respect that. Mm-hmm. One of the things that we often like to chat about with people on the podcast is around the area of myths and misconceptions that people have related to people with developmental disabilities, complex needs. Could as well think about misconceptions or myths people may have around HomeShare and providing that care. Are there any that come to mind that you feel like I would like to bust that myth?
Well, I think one I've already mentioned was that the people kind of assume if they're supporting somebody with a disability that their house needs to be accessible in all ways. And that's not true. It doesn't need to be fully accessible, although it is a bonus if they do have that. But
let me just pause on that quick, just real practically. So I would assume your home needs to have an extra bedroom.
Yeah.
Are we aiming for a private bathroom? for the individual?
It's not necessary, but it's a bonus.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. What would be other key factors? Obviously,
Their private space, having their own private bedroom,
Yeah.
that they can decorate and do what they'd like with it because it is their space. But there's no requirement that they have to have like their own suite or something
Right.
like that. It's
Yeah.
just an empty bedroom in your home where they can have their privacy still.
yeah. And I don't think I'll ask you to give specific numbers, but do you feel the contract, the compensation, is it fair? Do providers feel like, we should get more, or no, this is good, it covers the costs? How does that look?
I mean, it varies. It's hard to say because everybody has different needs. I know they try to fund that the best that they can. There's different levels, and everybody has a different level that they land on, and for what the financial compensation would be.
Yeah.
So it really varies. It's really hard to say what you would get as a home share provider financially without knowing who you're matched with. But
And of course, we would never want someone coming into this who's in it to make money off of it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
like,
I will just add to that.
Sure.
If you're in this job to make money, you're in the wrong job.
You're right.
yeah.
Why should you be in it, Kelly?
To help
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. That's, and I mean, it should go without saying, but I think it's good to reiterate again. And you've, emphasized that well, Jilly-Ann, that if you have a heart to care for people and give that support, there's incredible rewards in that. And we do hope, and like you said, we'll work to make sure that the financial responsibility is as adequately compensated for as possible, that's not a burden. We want it to be a benefit. But the key thing is the compatibility and the compassion.
Yeah, and like it's a job because you make money by doing it, but it's to support the individual living in your home. So it's kind of like your rent. And CLBC funds a portion of that, while the person supported also contributes to it. So you do receive financial compensation for becoming a home share provider, but it really is a lifestyle. And if anything, it would be like a supplemental income.
Yep.
Yeah.
Related to the individuals we support, is there anything else that you would want to share that you think would be helpful for people to know about the people that we support?
Well, I think the people we support are amazing. I think they're all very unique and have great personalities, and I love seeing them every day when they come by the office, and
Which your office has been like the most popular office in the last while.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yes.
because like you're the candy lady. Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, you have candy?
I do. Yeah.
You're holding out.
Yeah, we had some left over from the Halloween trick-or-treating that we did at the office here.
It's just rude.
I mean, I should have brought some with me. I'm sorry. But you can always stop by and grab some.
Yeah.
That seems like work.
When you get picked up
Well,
later, you have to tell whoever's giving you a ride, Kelly, we got to stop by the office.
Yeah,
I got an appointment at Jilly-Ann's office.
for sure. Yeah.
Which I think, a side note, that was really cool. I think you kind of came up with the idea of doing this accessible trick-or-treat event on Halloween at our office. And I think that's a good example. I'm just going to point to that the people that work for us and our staff, like, they're not locked in on a job description. Like, if you got ideas and things that you think could add value to what we do, there's often ways to do that. So good on you for doing that. I think it was a good example. But I think you see that from others and know that you can do that, right? Like, I'm HomeShare Coordinator, but why can't I organize and help host a trick-or-treat event?
Yeah, and it was so much fun. There was so many kids that came, and we got to see all the different costumes and hand out so much candy and fidget toys and things like that. So I think everybody had a lot of fun. It was busy the entire time. It ran later than it was scheduled for. So I think if we do it next year, it might have to be scheduled a little bit later, because I felt like I was like, okay, nobody's coming. We're going to lock
Now
the door.
I'll have to close. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was fun. And I think before we came on the podcast, it was something we were talking about, that the HomeShare program is such a great picture of these two key things we talk about often, community and inclusion. And this Trick or Treat event was a great example of how we want to do that as an organization, to be a part of the community, to include people. How would you say HomeShare kind of fits into the mission of what the organization is about?
Well, it's supporting them to be independent and living their full lives in a meaningful way in the community, literally. They're living with families or people. And that's another misconception. Some people think you have to have like a big house or the family and kids, and it could be a single person. Sure. It could be, you and your partner. It could be you, your partner, and your kids. You could have animals. You could not have animals. There's so many different types of HomeShare providers, so it's not limited. Yeah.
And I mean, Kelly, your stories have attest to that, where you had people, they were single people, right?
Yeah.
And you got to make new friends and probably, I don't know, play games, have food, have good conversations, watch horror movies, whatever.
I know my one HomeShare, Brennan, we used to stay up and have play poker.
And that's you love to do that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, and it probably filled his social bucket as well. That's awesome. What excites you for the future of what you get to be a part of, what the association's up to?
I feel like there's a lot of growth in the association, especially since I started. I've seen a lot of changes and changes for the good in the future of growing the organization. And I'm excited for the opportunities that will present to people and open up doors for people. Yeah.
Jilly-Ann, you've been an awesome guest.
Thank you.
This wasn't too hard, was it?
I don't know. Lights, camera, action. I didn't run away.
It's been so good to have you on, and thank you so much for what you're doing for HomeShare and for giving us insights into that. And for anybody who's watching this episode and is curious about it, reach out to our office, to Jilly-Ann, to just explore it, see if it'd be a good fit. And to any of our listeners who are HomeShare providers, thank you for what you're doing in providing these homes in our community and providing these supports. And we're always looking for more referrals.
Absolutely. We have a great group of HomeShare providers currently. And anytime...
You guys ever get together, like HomeShare providers with each other?
Well, they try to. It can be hard to find support for the person you're supporting in order to get together all at the same time. But we're working on ways around that, trying to make things happen. But yeah, hopefully in the future it'll be a little bit easier for people to get together. Yeah.
And our Christmas party's coming up pretty soon, and I'd imagine HomeShare providers and the people that stay with them will be welcome and invited to come and hang out with us at our Christmas party. And these are good ways to connect and be part of the bigger FSJACL community. So, wonderful. Well, thank you, everybody, for listening to this episode of the Shining Brighter podcast presented by the Fort St. John Association for Community Living. Our mission is to support individuals with developmental disabilities and complex needs achieve full and meaningful lives in our community. Why do we do what we do? It's because empowering people to shine by designing their own lives and reflecting their unique light makes a brighter world for everyone. So show your support and help share the light by subscribing to the show and sharing it with your friends. Have a great day. Thank you all.
Thank you.